Hi, I'm Joe. I'm completing the Level 4 Software Development Apprenticeship at the company Authenticity Digital. I had I have a master's degree in ancient history. The full title is actually Greece, Rome, and the Near East from Durham University. After which didn't know what to do, so I decided to go into marketing. And during that process, I ended up applying for a role where they offered marketing executive along with an apprenticeship, which was coding. No, I was actually doing an internship at a place called Ultimate, where I was doing marketing exec, and I was predominantly content and SEO based stuff, and that's kind of where I got into started to learn about kind of like what coding was, just because I had to do random bits of it to try and make the text work within a content management system. Like I had to learn what H4 was, so I learned basic HTML, and then from there, like my interest in coding built, and then all of a sudden I got offered this opportunity, and I was like, well, this sounds perfect. So yes. I had limited experience in this area of technology, CMS and a little bit of HTML, but to add a little bit of extra interesting to it, I had actually also taken part in game development courses before, but only the basics. I really enjoy constantly learning new stuff. It's one of the reasons I went to university, is I just always enjoy learning new things, and I wanted to carry on learning something and not just go into a job and do that forever. I like watching my own improvement. I like going back to old websites and coming back to new ones and just seeing like in the code where it's written better, where I haven't made silly mistakes, or just little pieces like that. And what I've really enjoyed about it is actually finding a passion in it, and found that I've really enjoyed it. Before I started my apprenticeship, I wasn't really sure, do I want to do something for the rest of my life? Do I know what it is? No idea. Thought throw my hat at marketing, but now that I've tried coding, I'm like, this is something that I could do long term. So I try to think of 5 main things that I get up to. One of the main ones is content changes for websites, so being sent blog information, removing or adding info for like clients, or just adding people to the database, removing people from databases. So it's all just CMS stuff, so the content management system, and just going in there and working stuff around. Because we deal with a lot of small sites, how we tend to do it is I build the front end, and then that gets taken off me for the further development of the back end. I do some of that I'm taking on more and more of that myself, but at the start it was all front end development, so CSS, HTML. I build that up, construct that over a week, and then that gets sent through. So that'd be one of the main jobs for that week. During that process, a large part of it was researching new CSS and new HTML tricks and ideas, just to make things more readable, more SEO friendly, better CSS for the code, and just bits and pieces like that. Another big element of my role is SEO auditing, technical auditing. So just making sure a site's speed is good, just making sure the HTML, CSS, JavaScript is all running correctly. And then if it's not, just going into the back end again and just like updating things, or just checking what's going on where. And then I'd say the last thing in my role is just handling client requests, especially because we're a small company. Something comes in, either the boss will get onto it and say, can you do this? And then I end up corresponding with the client back and forth. Or if it's a client that I'm already in charge of, or I already have constant contact with, quite often they'll email me personally. And then from there, I take it on. I find out what needs doing. I find out if I can do it, if it needs adding to the development process. And then we just get those processes pushed up, get new banners, a new page, or a pop-up or something like that they need. Just that it's not that scary. It's not as scary as it looks. there's a lot going on when you first look at code. There's all these things constructing it and all these things you don't understand, but if you give yourself a second or a bit of time, you can actually start to break it apart with a little bit of help, just a little bit of knowledge. You can start to really break it apart. You don't even need to know the complex stuff. Like I work on WordPress a lot, which uses a code called PHP, which is basically the code that goes, I want the stuff from the content management system and I want to put it here. So that stuff is still difficult for me to understand, and I'm still learning, but the HTML around it I can understand. So when I'm looking at it and I'm going, oh, what does this do? All I need to do is look at the front end because I can see it, because I can see what the HTML is telling me. I can see the HTML is saying, this is a paragraph. So I go onto the front end, I find this paragraph and I go, okay, so this bit of PHP that I don't understand is getting this content for me, and then it's placing it on the front page.